Iambeastlygamer original.
What's going on, everybody? It's the Beastly Gamer here. Welcome back to the Beastly Gamer channel. Today I bring you some Beastly Gamer original content, and I hope you guys enjoy it. I'd like to talk to you guys about things that are going on in our gaming community, things that are hot button issues and topics. And today's topic is pre-orders and why do we do them? There's a lot of people I know. I have lots of friends who have made many pre-orders this year alone who've regretted quite a few of them. I'm sure that either you or someone you know has made a pre-order of a game that maybe didn't live up to your expectations. Sometimes these are games that you buy, you get, you take them home, or you install them and you realize that it's not a game that you even like, and you really bought in to the hype or the idea of what a game could be. There's a very popular game, or one that's popular for its infamy right now, that everybody's talking about the pre-orders and getting refunds on, and I wanted to kind of talk to you guys about what pre-orders used to mean versus what they kind of become now, and I hope you guys enjoy the content. Over the years, pre-ordering video games has been a subject of controversy. Many gamers have flocked to their neighborhood retailers to drop money on games that showed promise in their trailers, games that are made by a fan-favorite developer, and games that have been massively hyped by the gaming media and community as a whole. I remember back in the early 90s going to Funkoland, now GameStop, to lay down my pre-order for Mortal Kombat 2 for the Super Nintendo, which is going to be released on Mortal Friday. Mortal Kombat 2 shipped more than 2.5 million copies on the day it was released. So why did I pre-order that game? Well, it was 1994, and as a 14-year-old kid who spent every moment he could in the arcades playing Mortal Kombat, I knew exactly what I was getting. You see, the Super Nintendo version of Mortal Kombat shipped without any blood or any of the violence of the arcade, and it shipped against the Sega Genesis version, which looked substantially worse, had worse sound, but it did have the blood and the gore. And so I was ecstatic to hear that Part 2 on the Super Nintendo would have all the game's blood and fatalities and maintain the polished look of the arcade. The word on the street was that there was going to be shortages of the console versions of the game during launch, so at the time, pre-orders actually served a purpose. You secure your actual copy of the game and you have it no matter how many copies are sold. Now the idea of pre-ordering a game has taken on new meanings. And while for some it still means getting your copy whether the game is sold out at launch or not, others have twisted the idea, and it's led us to a frustrating time in gaming. Now publishers are using pre-order numbers to get an idea of how a game will theoretically sell, and they've been driving consumers out to pre-order games that will be in abundance during their launch. Now we see pre-order bonuses at stores like Walmart, GameStop, and even online outlets like Amazon have them. A pre-order bonus can be anything, but usually encompasses some form of rare digital content that can only be obtained for a limited time with a pre-order from a specific seller. This drive for early sales statistics has led to some frustrated gamers. Now, with overhyped games hitting store shelves many times throughout the year, gamers have become accustomed to pre-ordering simply to secure a digital bonus that'll usually come out for free at a later date. What is the side effect of pre-ordering games that are overhyped by gaming media and gaming pundits? Well, let's look at a recent game that's been getting tons of coverage by the gaming community for the promise of what it was and what it actually ended up being. No Man's Sky on the PS4 and PC received tons of hype from numerous gaming outlets. The game's developer Hello Games touted its ever-expanding and truly endless universe, trillions of unique planets and animals, and the ability to join and leave factions and play with friends. The idea alone of the technology behind the game is intriguing and exciting, but the overall promise of what the game was ended up ultimately being a lie. The actual truth was that while players may occupy the same space, they are unable to see one another or interact with each other. The algorithm used to create the planets and life forms was an ever-spinning wheel of fairly limited resources that mixed and matched various planets, atmospheres, and animals to create a mix-up of the exact same content, leaving the gamer wanting more and feeling ultimately duped by the 20-hour mark. The idea of ever-changing worlds that were vast and expansive, new races to discover, and an infinite space to play in became, in reality, a very limited sandbox of the same parts, leaving the player to feel like they are not traveling to the far reaches of space, but traveling to the same planet over and over again, only each time the planet has a different style of makeup. Pre-orders for No Man's Sky were high, and Sony and Hello Games were very excited at what appeared to be a successful game when it came to sales anyway. What they didn't expect was for gamers to play the game, begin to see through the curtain and demand refunds as they felt they were sold a game based on false advertising. There have been many games to get this reaction in recent years. Gamers continue to lay down money now for a future game that's only good in promise alone. Many people are starting to wake up to the fact that patience is a virtue, and sometimes it's okay to wait to actually see if a game lives up to its promise before pledging allegiance to a developer who first and foremost wants your money and nothing else. Gamers have forgotten why pre-orders even started in the first place. The service used to be in the interest of the gamer, a way to ensure that a customer who wanted a game that may sell out had a surefire way to obtain a copy despite how well it sold. Now gamers pre-order games just to be the cool kid and say, I already bought my copy, or they preload games just so they can start it at midnight on the night of release and oftentimes boot it up for a late night disappointment. It used to be about us, but now companies have made it about them. Theoretical sales numbers based on pre-orders, and worstly, getting early money for a game that some developers know isn't the game it's touted to be. We need to wake up and begin to think again. There's nothing wrong with waiting for reviews to hit before buying a game. There's nothing wrong with making developers earn our dollars rather than just giving it to them for a half-baked gaming experience. If they continue to rake in dollars prematurely for games that are subpar, then ultimately developers and publishers will lose the little respect that they have for us now, and they'll continue to create games that are lackluster with no reason to actually try to make amazing content. I think a pre-order for a game that may actually sell out and is a game that the community actually knows is a quality product is fine. But to continue to shell out money for a future product that may not live up to our expectations is a fool's errand, and we need to get control of our wallets and practice a little patience. Have you placed a pre-order only to find out that the game you bought was indeed a dud? Let me know in the comments below. Pre-ordering games is a huge thing. It's really metamorphosized into so many more things than what it used to be. It used to exist just so we could get our hands on a game just in case they ran out of stock. Now it's so many other things, and honestly, it's creating more problems for us and generating more revenue for developers and publishers for games that don't even deserve it. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, give a thumbs up and show support for the channel. Follow me on Facebook and Twitter and tell all your friends about me. I'm the Beastly Gamer, and I'll see you guys next time.
Let it go.